All right, ladies and gentlemen, the last step, or one of the last steps to finishing your card is to start adding color. So in order to do this, you probably want to zoom in a little bit just to make sure, especially if you've got a lot of little details. And then we are going to use the paint bucket tool to fill spaces. So that is this tool right here. Then you can click here to pick your color. So you can pick anything from the color wheel. You can even kind of play with, if I decide, let's pick my red for let's pick the red. So I can kind of, once I pick red, I can go in and I can pick exactly the shade of red I want for my diamonds. And then I can click OK. Now that is in that box right there. So then if I want to fill, okay, so this is first, I made the common mistake because I did not pay attention to which layer I was in. So, edit, undo. You need to make sure you are in the correct layer. So, scroll down. I am in, the one I want to work on is the one that's on this side of the screen. So you can see how it says it right there, that it's that one. And now when I go to fill, it just fills inside. So I can fill. One thing you need to make sure of is that your colors balance. Whoop, I made the same mistake again. I keep making this mistake. So it's okay if you make it too. You need to pick the layer you want. So if I decide that those are going to be red, maybe they should be red over here. Now, if at any point you run into the problem that we ran into before, where you didn't finish drawing something, so there's a little white space, go back to the fix video on how to fix your outline, and you can always fix it. So you want to make sure that the same color shows up in multiple places. You want to make sure it shows up at the top, the middle, and the bottom. So I'm just going to kind of scroll my way around. Is there anywhere else? I think I want to use this color here. And then you can always go and change colors. If I decide her jacket needs to be blue, okay. And I make her jacket blue, and then I change my color over here. Okay, so now that I've picked all these colors, I didn't go back and do them on that side. Oops. How am I supposed to get back to them? Now one nice thing about this program, I should undo that, because as you see, I'm missing somewhere in my outline, so I'm going to have to zoom in and fix that. But you will notice one nice thing about this program, it does save the last few colors that you've used. But if all else fails and your color doesn't show up here because it's been a couple of days since you've used it, you can always go here. Color Picker tool allows you to pick a color that you've already used. So it kind of takes a sampling. So see how if I pick that, suddenly that one shows up. Then I can go over to my other copy and I can fill whatever spaces I need. You can always zoom in even more than I'm doing. Now, if you, and I'm going to zoom in to show you because I have difficulty doing this, but depending on what you're doing, if you get a little too close to your outline and you hit your outline, the outline itself will color. You don't want your outline to color. So if that ever happens, just undo, undo, and make sure that you're selecting inside the space. Okay? I don't really like that color there. That's the nice thing about this. Unlike previously, you don't really need a color plan. You need to kind of think about what colors you're going to use. Now, I can zoom out and show all, and I can kind of see what I'm looking at and see where I need to change. So everything needs to be colored. Nothing should be left the gray of the paper. You should also color your diamonds, whatever color you choose to do your diamonds. You don't have to do diamonds red or spades black. You can play around with color that way. So you need to color everything in your card, making sure that there is balance. So if I'm using this green here, let's zoom in. If I'm using that green, so let's go to Color Picker. pick that green, that means I should use that green somewhere else. Maybe I use it as a detail on her boots down here. Whoop. I just messed up. See? Always pick your layer. I can use that as a detail on her boots. Maybe the underskirt is that color. So you make sure you use colors in multiple places so that your colors are balanced. Now it will be balanced if you're using the same colors on both figures. Generally speaking, it will be balanced, but you want your figure herself to be balanced as well. So you want to pick kind of a group of colors that you're going to use and not kind of use every color that's available, because there are a lot of colors that are available. Okay? So make sure you're balancing your colors. Make sure both figures are colored, and then you're ready to move on to the next step.